Welcome to 15K Plus Random Movie Reviews, where we take random movies from Metacritic's 15K Plus movies to randomly watch whether we like it or not. Hello and welcome to episode 38 of 15K Plus Random Movie Reviews. This is Colin.
And this is Niall.
And this is random movie number 2 on Time Out Magazine's top 50 Christmas movies of all time. It's Die Hard from 1988. Runs for 2 hours and 12 minutes. It's got a Metascore of 72 and a user score of 5.7. It was actually 5.6 last week. It's gone up to 5.7, so somebody's watching it around Christmas.
That might have been me.
Oh, really?
5.2 it was at some point. That's insane.
It was 5.6 last week when I wrote it down in my notes. And now, looking at the Metacritic website, it's gone up 0.1.
People are sick.
It's weird. Sorry. It's so weird. It's so low. It's so
that's just
low.
Wrong. Like it's a classic action movie, a classic Christmas movie. It's beloved by millions.
Yeah. Budget of 25 to 35 million, and it brought in a box office of 139 to 141.5 million. So had a good return for everybody concerned. Director was John McTiernan, who went on to do Predator and Die Hard with a Vengeance and Hunt for Red October, which I remember you bringing up at some point when we did the Wind in the Line with Sean Connery.
Don't know why. Amazing Russian accent.
Yeah. Dive.
Yeah,
I love Predator. I think it's a great movie.
Amazing. Now, on paper it sounds absolutely terrible, but it just works.
It's Arnie.
Yeah, he did the job.
Yeah, and so this, so one of the writers, Steven D'Souza, came straight off Commando to this with Schwarzenegger, obviously. And so, actually, Arnie was asked to do this first, and he was like, "No." so then they went to Sly Stallone, who turned it down. Then they went to Richard Gere.
What? That's a bit of a segue, isn't it?
Yeah. They went to James Caan. He turned it down.
Oh no, not James Caan.
They went They went to our friend and meme-tastic Burt Reynolds.
Huh.
Rejected it because they pretty much thought it was a Commando sequel, and they just thought it was going to be one of those 80s bravado movies. And actually, Frank Sinatra was connected to it at one point, because
so some mob connection.
Yeah, exactly. Because he had done so. It's based on a book. I don't know. Did you find this out in your research today? The movie.
No, I didn't actually.
It's based on a book by Roderick Thorpe called "Nothing Lasts Forever," not the computer game "No One Lives Forever" or whatever. But "Nothing Lasts Forever" set in a skyscraper, and it was a really lauded book. So the guy who wrote it, Roderick Thorpe, he had wrote The Detective before that, which was transferred into a movie that starred Frank Sinatra. So they wanted him to continue with it in that one. But it's a lot of backstory to this movie before it even begun. And of course, Bruce Willis was just known for moonlighting.
Yeah, which he was quite a big star, but he wasn't an action hero at this point.
No, he was a rom-com sort of star, and then he had done one rom-com movie, and I think it was a dodgy decision to put him into the movie. And at the end of the day, they offered him $5 million, and he took it, and everybody was up in arms going, "What the hell? He's like a moonlighting rom-com idiot."
Oh, but unproven. My God, did he knock it out of the park, though, when he got the chance. Yeah. So he really made it his own.
You know what, though? Like, I was looking at his movie career after that. Like, there's not a lot of goodness up until like his golden patch when Tarantino brought him back. Like, apart from Die Hard with a Vengeance, like, there's not a lot there.
Fifth Elephant.
Fifth Elephant.
Sorry, it's a book by Terry Pratchett. I always get him confused. The Fifth Element is actually quite a good one. He's got a few. He did, in fairness, he did a lot of crap.
Yeah, that like directly after this, he did a lot of crap. Like it wasn't until the mid '90s with Pulp Fiction and Sixth Sense and Fifth Element that he got into a rich vein of form again. And then I can't, we have to talk about recently. So it was noted by a lot of movie people, analysts, whatever, over the last 4 or 5 years, he was just doing these terrible, like 8 to 10 detective thriller movies every year, and he was notably wearing an earpiece in all of these movies. And like,
Yeah.
there's this movie YouTube channel called Red Letter Media, and they pretty much brought a YouTube thing out maybe 2 years ago or 1 year ago, whatever, saying, yeah, I think there's something wrong with him, and we might not be seeing him. And then it came out that he was suffering
Yeah, well,
from,
and obviously the earpiece was to remind him of his lines, I guess.
yeah. Yeah, but if you look at his bibliography now, it's just a bunch of crap the last few years. But I just recently saw a photo of him, and he's not looking
He's not looking
too.
great. I think he just wanted to keep acting, I suppose.
I think it was just money. I think it was just getting the money in before he couldn't get the money in anymore.
Well, I don't think money's an issue for him.
Money is always money.
True.
All right, so the writers behind this, we mentioned Stephen Edis, so was Jeb Stewart wrote it as well. He wrote The Fugitive, which is another good thriller. Yeah, music by Michael Kamen, who co-wrote one of your favorite singers, his two greatest hits, Bryan Adams.
I love Bryan Adams.
Everything I do for you, and if you ever really need a woman, or whatever the hell that's. If you ever
no.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, bad memories.
Yeah, but he's done a shitload of movie things, and he also did the music in Band of Brothers. So you have to give him another kudos for that as well.
Not bad.
Cinematography, Jan de Bont, who done Speed and Twister and Minority Report, and gave us an amazing cinematography in Basic Instinct.
No idea what you're talking about.
No, of course not. Yeah, so that's the sort of nutshell of behind the movie, because there's a lot of stuff behind the movie there, and then that's good to know about the ins and outs of what went on behind it. So, very short nutshell on Metacritic: when terrorists take over a Los Angeles skyscraper on Christmas Eve, visiting New York cop John McClane Willis thwarts their plans. So this was probably well before a 2-chapter summary was made by movie studios. So that's a nice succinct nutshell there.
It's incorrect, but yeah, it's the story from the outset. Like, obviously, they turn out not to be terrorists because
true.
They want the money. I'm not spoiling it for anybody. You've probably already seen it, everybody. If you haven't, there's something wrong with you.
There was, I think, one of the first scripts generated was that they were terrorists, and the robbery part wasn't a part of it. But then they changed it to be just good old fashioned.
They were straight up terrorists from the Volksfree group.
Oh, well done. Good.
Well translates to free people.
Free people. And, I'm guessing you watched what your wife did you last night.
She was giving me the German translations. Yeah. So most of the German dialogue is kind of irrelevant.
Yeah. Well, if you learned German in primary school, you probably would cop on to what they were saying. Schnell, weiter, weiter. That's one of the John McTiernan's little things, running threads he has in his movies. He has foreign languages not subtitled. That's one of his things that he does, which is
I think it's a nice touch, actually.
That's fine.
We don't need to know everything.
No. Also, I think one of the first iterations of the movie, and maybe it's still now, but it was meant to be sort of gibberish German, but then they dubbed it with real German. And if you look closely, the mouths aren't the same, obviously, if they're dubbed. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I read that today. I don't fully understand why they did it with half gibberish German. I'm not sure. But
I don't know who dubbed Alan Rickman's, but my wife was saying that his German wasn't exactly great. It was a bit touristy.
Well, no. Yeah, I'm guessing. Well, when he started speaking English, when McClane met him up on the top, like his English accent was like yeah, that's definitely hands. You know?
Yeah, you need to switch quicker there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, we start off with McLean landing into uh, where the hell is this taking place? New York? No, Los
So
Angeles.
LA, yeah.
LA, yeah,
So LAX, I'm
yeah.
guessing.
Interesting, just conversation he has with the passenger before he
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
off the plane. The guy says, you know, the secret to recovering from traveling all around the place, you gotta take your shoes and socks off.
That guy absolutely screws John McClane.
Yeah,
That's
make
a
fists with
mistake.
your toes.
Big mistake.
Yeah, it's certainly it's in a bloody mess later on just because of that.
Yeah.
And I think in the first few minutes you get these sleigh bells in the ominous title music, and it's like straight off you're going, "Yes, this is a Christmas movie. Don't deny it isn't."
But there's a lovely usage of "Ode to Joy" by Beethoven,
Yeah,
and its arrangement and how it's made sinister at times, like even at the start. Brilliant.
yeah, yeah. It's great. Yeah, is that otherwise known as Symphony Number 9?
That's the one.
Okay, just checking because I looked it up and it's like I did a Shazam on it at the end of it, and it just came up with Symphony Number 9. It didn't go "Ode to Joy," but that's obviously the moniker it has.
Yeah, the anglicized jobby.
Yeah. So anyway, we're introduced to the Christmas party that's going on at Nakatomi Corporation in the Nakatomi Plaza. You know,
Takagi throws a party, I tell you.
Takagi can throw a party. It's, I don't know, the classic music that was played. You know, it could have been classical Christmas music. It was a bit of a, I don't know.
Too fancy for classical Christmas.
I guess so. Yeah. So we were introduced quite quickly to Ellis, who we'll see.
Oh, poor Ellis. Loves a Coke.
Yeah, loves a Coke. Loves, in both terms of
types,
the word.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we're introduced to Holly McLean, or Holly Garando. Gennaro. Thank you very much. It's somewhere written in my notes, but I don't have it at the start there. So we're introduced to her. We're introduced to her children at home. They call her up, so we get to see. Okay, she's got 2 kids. They have a nanny. Make the spare bedroom up, So we're getting okay. So, something's not totally 100% well in the McLean marriage.
Yeah, and he spills it. Well, he gives a little bit of an explainer to the Argyle, the limo driver on the way in. Just to say that, things aren't great, might not be needing your service, might be, don't know.
Yeah, well, it's a really good use of time.
Absolutely, yeah. It's setting the scene, but it's setting it well.
Exactly, and you look at it and go, "That's what a well constructed piece of exposition there." I know you don't like it.
No, exposition when done well with a bit of fun to it, a bit of backstory, but well laid out. Character development is plodding along nicely. Nothing too exciting yet, but I think the use again of the music is starting to set the scene and setting it up as sinister straight away. While exposition is going on, some bad stuff's going to happen anyway, so you don't mind so much.
Yeah. So we find out from that limo ride in, he's been 6 months in New York. Holly left because she had a good job and a great career. He stayed in New York because he had a backlog of crooks to put away.
Yep.
And so we get that. And so
Argyle, New York cop, I can't move.
Yeah, exactly.
Go where the money is, you idiot.
Yeah. And so Argyle gets straight into it. He knows all about it. He's a clever character, a man of the street. McLean says, "You're very fast, Argyle," in his McLean way. And then they pull in with Run DMC, Xmas and Hollis playing.
Fantastic tune, yeah.
Great tune. I must mention here. So when they're pulling up, he's getting out of the limo. The lighting is great. It's ominous sunset.
Yeah.
And there's shadows everywhere. It's sort of a pinkish hue in the sky, and sort of semi-dark, semi-light.
And it's not something I would have thought about before watching this movie, but a lot of this movie is so well shot.
Yeah.
It's ridiculously overly well shot, for what it is. It's just an action movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true. But then that's the thing, though. Like, yeah, maybe I'll ask you this question later. Maybe you can think about it now. But does the fact that it's set in the confines of a skyscraper, does that make it a more unique and innovative movie as a setting? You know, if it was a bad script and bad acting, would it still have the gravitas that it does
Well,
today?
I did to answer it now because I did do a bit of googling about the setting, um, and it was the actual headquarters of oh damn it, what was
Fox.
this? The studio, was it Fox?
Fox. Yeah.
Fox, sorry, yeah. So they just used their own studio building, so they could get away with anything they wanted in terms of stunts, which is great.
Yeah, and I read that the workers were
Yeah, they're complaining about the noise. So they had to film at night some of the scenes because it's hard to concentrate when somebody's firing guns at your head or around your head.
Yeah, it's a great looking building though
It is.
have, and of course, the author of the original book that this was based on was inspired by the Towering Inferno, and there's lots of connections to that here.
Oh, you get it. You absolutely get it, especially coming out out the window or jumping off the roof with cable tied around you. It has that claustrophobia feel of it almost at times, especially when you're going through air vents.
Yeah. But like Die Hard 2 was set in an airport. Okay, I don't really remember much of Die Hard 2.
It's terrible. It's just forgettable.
Yeah, really?
It's okay, but when you compare it to Die Hard 1 and Die Hard 3, it really pales in comparison. It's quite generic. The story is not complex at all. Not that this is super complex either, but there's a little bit of nuance. There's a little bit of figuring out. But this is 2 is just meh.
Yeah.
Actually, the biggest problem with 2 is the bad guy is absolutely cat.
I don't even remember him.
Yeah, there's two main bad guys. There's the political terrorist who's been transported in a military jet. He's the main bad guy, and then there's a military bad guy who turns on his own division. But neither of them are very memorable, unfortunately.
Not like our boy Hans.
Oh, Hans, baby. Hans Bubby, sorry.
Hans Bubby.
I'm your white knight.
Ellis. What a character.
I love Ellis.
Yeah. Anyway, John's just checking in, and he's got a touch screen that looks like a ZX Spectrum interface.
High tech, baby.
Yeah, he says cute toy at the and it's like, yeah, it's gone on since 1988. Anyway, find out there now that pretty much the scene is only set because her name has changed to Gennaro. Yeah. He's like, I changed the name.
Yeah, straight away his grumpiness is showing.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's basically. Oh yeah, I was watching with my wife, and she pointed out. So he puts in her name, and he goes. The security guy goes, "Oh yeah, Christmas party, top floor. They're the only ones in the building." So why didn't he just say that at the start? It's like
that's a fair point. Oh, where are you going? Where the hell do you think I'm going?
There's nobody else here.
You jerk.
Yeah. Anyway, he makes his way to the elevator humming Jingle Bells, which is another Christmas, just backing up our Christmas.
It's a Christmas movie.
Christmas movie. We get to meet. Well, he obviously meets up with his old. Oh, he meets up with Mr. Takagi first. Nothing too crazy. Then meet up with Cocaine Ellis as well. Legend. Missed some. Holly and John.
He's a cop.
Yeah, he's a cop. Holly and John then meet there. Sort of a awkward meeting, a little peck in the cheek.
Yeah, and then he's like, "So, you weren't too upset to change your name, were you?" Or something like that. And he just ruins everything. Well done, John. Well done.
Yeah, they have a kind of a argument in the bathroom. Although Alice points out then, which just makes it it's very important that we mention the watch. Showing the Rolex.
Super important to watch.
Yeah. But it's just briefly mentioned, but then you notice it at the end scene.
It's a proper MacGuffin.
So yeah, bathroom happens. So Yeah, he mentions, it didn't take long to change your name. Then they have an argument, and she has to leave. Somebody needs her or whatever, and then it's one
Toilet's
of
blocked or something. I'm not sure.
yeah, something.
It's Christmas party, it's definitely blocked.
Alice needs more crack, crystal meth. Yeah. So now I noted this because the bathroom where he actually spends a few scenes in different bathrooms, but
he loves an old bathroom. Yeah,
he loves a bathroom job. But this is the first time he does one of his self talks. You know, he goes, "Great job, John." You know, he has many self talks during the movie, but then it's a running theme. But he does the first one where he's talking to himself.
It's great. It's super believable as well. Like, you know, because obviously he's effed up and he knows he's effed up, so he's berating himself.
Yeah. So anyway, the next couple of scenes are our terrorist robber entry. We've got a truck entry. We've got a car pulling up to the front. Quickly knocks off the security guard.
Pew pew.
Pew pew. Yeah, nice silencer thing. And
bring in the standard nerd.
Yeah, the standard nerd. Theo, I think his name is,
Theo's
for the computer stuff.
Yeah.
He's good though.
I'm hacking.
He's very good though. I like this character.
Oh, he's great. He's got some great lines as well later on.
Especially when he's doing the commentary on the cops coming in. Anyway, they say, okay, we're in. And they get set up, and obviously we have the entrance of Hans Gruber.
He just takes control of the screen when he's in shot. He's just amazing.
Yeah, he's got his suit on, and I read that the suit was Rickman's idea. He was just going to be dressed as a normal terrorist sort of robber garb, but he dressed as, which is so baffling to me. I just didn't realize until today. It was Alan Rickman's first movie.
Yeah, like how can that be your first movie? That performance.
He was 41.
Exceptional. I'm sure. I know he was treading the boards before
the
this.
boards, yeah.
But your first movie and you just absolutely smash it.
Yeah, he did so well. 41. I still look at him as a character, thinking he's older than me.
Well, he's dead, so.
Well, true. Rest in peace, Alan Rickman.
Oh, legend.
Yeah, great entrance. One of the memorable entrances of a baddie in cinema history. Just walking in, calm as you like. Theo starts getting the locks of the safe all set up. It's all a bit of he just has to drill a lot and do a lot of stuff and guess the Japanese guy's password later on to get into the start the system, which he does. He gets the Japanese translation of the surname, which I found was pretty stupid, but that was fine.
Yeah, if you're running an organization like that and your password's that bloody weak, you deserve to be shot.
It was the 80s. It was the 80s.
True enough, true.
Yeah. All right, so the brothers are up there. They're cutting the phones. One of the Carl, one of the guys, it's a chainsaw, and the other one's like.
And this the next scene after that, you see, he gets 9 trying to patch it in, you idiot. Obviously in German. And then we see Vigo the Carpathian for about 5 seconds.
Oh, explain.
Oh, yes. I had his name. Wilhelm von Homburg was the actor who played Vigo the Carpathian in Ghostbusters 2. And he plays a guy called James in this. Big, massive guy. Turns up, says maybe 3 German words and disappears. And is never seen again. You don't even get to see him get killed, which is kind of upsetting.
Really? You don't?
Yeah, well, I can't remember seeing him getting killed.
Oh, he's probably one of the guys who went down. They're probably one of the guys up at the top rigging the explosives, and he was sent down. And he's probably one of the when McClane shoots through the table, one of those dudes, is he?
I don't think so. I need to rewatch it. I missed his demise. He might have went with a few other people.
Yeah.
Maybe he's still alive.
Yeah, maybe just wandering around
Nakatomi with a big bag
Plaza.
of money.
All right, so they head on up to the Christmas party and starts their shoosting around, going, "Yo, settle down." Hans comes in, finds Takagi in a very tense situation.
I love his little monologue where he's naming the achievements of Mr. Takagi, and is basically his LinkedIn profile. It was really sinister, really well done.
Yeah. Yeah, so they grab him, take Takagi away, and obviously Takagi goes, "What kind of terrorists are you?"
Nobody said we were terrorists.
Yeah. So he grabs... obviously, McLean has heard the shooting at this time, has been peeking out of the toilets going, "What the hell's going on here?"
So he does the smart thing and he pegs it upstairs, which is what I would have done.
Oh, yeah. He pegs it upstairs, and that's where they're taking Takagi. The interesting thing, obviously, is you get to see that John doesn't see Gruber, which comes into light later on. He
Very important,
yeah, he sees part of him anyway. So anyway, they're saying, give us the codes, Takagi, and he's like going, it's blah, blah, blah. And
I ain't got no codes.
Mr. T. So yeah, then he kind of mentions, "Oh, nice suit. It would be a shame to ruin it.
Pop.
I'll give you a count of 3 or whatever," and then he shoots him. And
there will be no 4.
No.
And there was no 4.
There was no 4. He popped his brains out of his head, to put it mildly. John sees that obviously and goes, "What the hell? We've got some serious shit going on here."
Yeah.
And one of the stupid things in the script was John going, "Tell me you heard those shots, Argyle." How could Argyle hear the shots up at the top of the building?
50 floors up or whatever the hell it is. He's going to hear nothing. He's in a basement car park. Yeah. Listen, if the cops don't hear the shots later on in the movie, driving around, nobody else hears shots, Argyle's not going to hear nothing.
So that's the first good action sequence then, when he rigs the fire alarm, when one of the first baddies comes up. He sets the grinder, right? The grinder going.
Yes, kind of sneaky like.
Yeah.
Sets him off to look at the grinder and pops a gun in his face.
Yeah, that's Carl, the long-haired, probably second in command dude. That's his brother. He basically breaks his neck pretty accidentally, actually, because they roll down the staircase.
There was a bit of a scuffle. Doesn't mean to kill him, but he's not too upset about it.
But now he has a machine gun.
Ho ho ho!
Yeah,
such an amazing meme.
So he puts the body on a chair and puts it in the elevator and writes that on his sweater.
But he's smart. He climbs onto the roof of the elevator car and goes down with it.
Yeah, gets all the names.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Hans or Carl. Christmas list.
Christmas list, going to knock him off. Good cinematography as the elevator goes back up. We're looking up at John as the elevator goes up. That's quite a nice action sequence. You get to CB as well.
Oh yeah.
He starts calling the cops, and the lady cop is just so ridiculous. It's like, why don't you believe him? Obviously, I loved when McLean just went, "No fucking shit, lady. I'm not ordering a pizza."
Yeah. She was basically, "Get off the line. This is for emergencies only." And he's like,
Yeah, and then they
but
shoot.
In fairness, they start shooting as he's got the CB pressed down. So they go, maybe we'll send one guy.
Al getting his Twinkies.
Poor Al is on his way home. Pregnant wife is starving. But no, she's not getting Twinkies.
Not getting Twinkies.
Yeah, he tries to convince the clerk behind the desk that no, not for me. They're for my wife. Yeah, sure, buddy. Thought you guys like donuts.
Yeah, I thought you guys liked donuts. Before that, I just want to point out, I wasn't happy with the walkie-talkie situation. Sometimes it felt like they could just talk over each other. It felt like it was a phone sometimes. It wasn't like a press a button thing.
Yeah, you can't do that with walkie-talkies. If you don't release it, nobody else can talk.
Yeah.
And they do talk over each other, like we're doing.
Yes. There is obviously on walkie-talkies, there's a button that you can press that holds down your receiver or something, whatever, so you can talk. But that means the other person can't talk back at you. Because when he's in the bathroom later, taking glass out of his feet. He's just chatting away as if it's a phone call, So maybe, I don't know, the brand of walkie-talkie could do that back in the 80s. I don't know.
No, I Googled it because I'm a big bloody nerd, and it could not.
Oh, there we go. So I loved when Al came out of the shop and it pans to Nakatomi Plaza in the distance and there's flare flashing guns up at the top. It's so eerie and ominous. I love that cinematography.
Yeah, but Al, you're a cop, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you'd cop the pew pew pew. Oh, gunshots.
Yeah, there's lights, there's flashing lights up there. I wonder what that could be.
Yeah, surely couldn't be the gunshots that the guy was talking about on the CB.
Yeah, so off he goes anyway.
Yeah, actually, one thing I want to mention before we go, because he was up on the roof making this call to call attention to the cops.
Yes. Yeah.
But the terrorists, including Carl, which you assume are professionals, and they've all said are professionals, everybody's shooting from the hip. I know it's an 80s thing, it's a trope, really, but you can't hit crap shooting from the hip. Stick it up to your eye and shoot him in the head. Movie's over.
Well, thank God they didn't.
I know, it would have been a terrible movie.
Yeah. But obviously, we forgot to mention he went up to the roof and Hans was smart enough to go, the roof.
Yeah. Nothing gets past Hans.
Yeah, so obviously Carl, the second command, is on a death wish now. He wants to kill McClane for killing his brother. Wait, we'll get him later. My Hans Gruber used to be good, but it's not good anymore.
That's not good Hans.
Yeah.
Bad Hans.
Yeah, bad Hans. So, so this is an excellent action sequence when McClane's running from them. The ventilation shaft, but they call it elevator shaft. When the terrorists are going, yeah, he's in the elevator shaft. But no, he's in the ventilation shaft.
Well, he goes from the elevator shaft into the ventilation shaft. He has a superhuman jump or fall.
Yeah,
as he's hanging from the strap of his, I think it's an MP9 submachine gun. He's like, lower myself down.
Yeah.
Falls, but grabs onto a little ledge.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure would have ripped the sockets out of his shoulders, but
Yeah, I always thought that. That is actually not supposed to happen. That was the stunt guy that did that, and they just kept it in. I read.
Really?
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Yeah, well done. But that was a very tense action sequence. That was really good.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant. Absolutely. Because it's slowly slipping, and he's reaching, and it's slipping, and it's reaching. Ah!
Yeah, the strap is just
inching out.
The classic trope, but it works
so well.
Obviously, I have to pick up another self-talk thing here when he gets himself into that sort of ventilation shaft with his lighter.
Come to the coast. We get together, have a good time.
Yeah, come to the coast, have a good time.
Oh, such an amazing. Again, another mega meme that's been around for a long time.
Yeah, big time. Another kept on going, the tense thing, because Carl then was prodding his gun up into the metal of the ventilation shaft, and suddenly he's called away, and then
he's saved by the cops.
Yeah, Polizei. Yep. So Al comes visiting, and Bruce, John's there. John's there, looking out through the window down on his cop car, going, "Come on, what are you doing?" And then
shoot them already.
Yeah, and then he gets two guys come up and chase him again.
This is the table scene.
This is the table scene. Yeah, he shoots one of them already when he comes in the door. Then another guy comes in. McClane dives under this sort of zigzag table, and it's like,
"Oh yeah, maybe next time you'll kill a guy when you have a chance." He's like, "Oh, good idea."
Boom, boom, boom,
right in the crotch. That ain't a nice way to go.
Yeah, and so Al is like leaving, and he's going, "No," and then we have it from Al's POV. Smash.
Yeah, right in the bonnet.
Corpse from the building.
That'll wake you up. Yeah. Reverse! Because all the lads who are looking out the window just open up on him. Yeah,
welcome to the party. Welcome to the party, pal.
Yeah. Another great line.
Great quote. So then, and I think sleigh bells are in the music title there. It's noted when sleigh bells happen, and "Let It Snow" plays at that point as well. I think, or Al is singing it, or it's on the car radio or something, or it's playing when
Christmas movie.
It's playing
when he goes into
he's
the shop. Is it? Or
no? It's playing when he's reversing crazily. I think.
Oh wow! Okay.
I have it written in my notes, and I think it's written. I think it's written there. I think it's played there. It's around that time anyway. It's nicely put in. So the cavalry arrives then. I'm guessing that the police set up a cordon.
Yeah, Al has a freak out. Send everybody.
Yeah. And then I think that's the first time that Hans and John have a conversation.
Have a chat. Yeah, and it's an interesting conversation. Hans trying to suss out a little bit about John.
Wrong.
I ain't no security guard, buddy.
Yeah, which I thought was quite stupid of him to do that. So yeah, that's me. Yeah, I'm the security guard. Why would he just go wrong?
My name's Paul Blart.
Mall cop. I'm the fly in the ointment, Hans. That's what he says. So this is the kind of there's an excellent scene where he's like he calls him a cowboy, and he goes, I'm quite partial to Roy Rogers myself.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Exactly. Mr. Cowboy. So anyway, go into now this the introduction of Thornburg, which is another Ghostbusters connection. The actor who played Thornburg is Peck, the environmental dude, I guess, who's with the DA that tries to shut the Ghostbusters down. But he's a TV reporter, and he plays this, annoying person as well.
Yep, super annoying. Gets truck number 5 and heads out there.
Yeah. Al and John have their first chat at this point. And why do I have... Oh, yeah, he's like, call me Roy.
Yeah, I have that written down as well. Because he doesn't want, obviously, with the missus in the same building, he doesn't want to give anything away.
Why do I have clothing labels and cigarettes?
Because as he's talking to Al, he says they're Eastern or they're European by clothing labels / cigarettes.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
You're welcome. I did note that as well, and then forgot to say it.
So Holly meets Hans then because she's stupidly says, "Well, you put me in charge when you killed my boss."
Why would you say that?
Don't do that, Holly.
No.
And she glances quickly at the photo, and then he kind of cops on. Miss Gennaro.
But it's a mistake. Like the fact that John is up and around and killing his buddies, and she's putting herself out there. That's a bit of a mistake, in my opinion.
A little bit silly. TV report is shown to poor Argyle, who's stuck in the basement. He realizes the shit's going on above him.
Drives around a little bit, sees all the doors are shut, and he's like, shit.
Yeah. And outside, the dumbasses are going, we're going in. They put the lights on, and Theo is great as the narrator to everybody, to all the baddies in the building. All right, gentlemen, it was the night before Christmas, and all was quiet in the house, except for the 4 assholes coming in the rear.
2x2 formation. What a great line.
Great. And he delivers it really well as well.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of 2 comedic moments in this, I'm sure.
Yeah, the Asian lad in the downstairs in the in behind the, what would you call it, the little shop.
Yeah.
He spots a little chocolate bar and goes,
yeah,
have that.
And the Spec Ops guy getting pricked by the rose bush.
Oh, the rose, yeah. It's great, just a little touch that adds a bit of flavour.
Just a little bit of flavour there. It all comes together nicely to form the recipe that is Die Hard. Of course, they're shooting at the lights. They can't see us. Al is going, they're shooting at the lights. Then his boss is like, they're shooting at the lights.
Yeah, idiot.
Then they go, all right, send in the car. All right.
They send in the car.
It comes from a long, long way away. It just keeps on coming, I felt.
Yeah. It's, I don't know, maybe it costs a lot of money to have the car there, so they want
Yeah.
cash in on it.
Yeah. So anyway, they rocket the shit out of that.
Yeah, the car doesn't do much. And oh my God, the quarterback is toast. Well, another great line from our good friend Theo.
Yeah. So John has seen all this and goes, all right, shit, I need to solve this. So he straps some C4 to a chair and puts it down the elevator. Boom.
A humongous boom.
Yeah. Yeah, so then he gets on the CB then to John and Dwayne have a conversation there, and Dwayne is Al's boss. Yeah. And he's like just totally dismissive of him.
Now we come to the point where Ellis gets some more coke.
I love the way he goes. I love the way he stands up and goes, "Sprechen Sie talk."
Ellis, legend.
And he's saying his stuff to Hans, and Hans is, "You're very perceptive."
Yeah, you figured that one out quick.
Hans, booby.
Have me a white knight. It's just delivery, so slimy and brilliant. Ellis is a legend.
Yeah, he's great. So I think then, so they put Alice on to John on the CB,
Yeah, and Ellis tries to convince him, listen, you're just messing shit up. Just stop.
It's great, though. I love the way that Hans goes, I have somebody here that you may know, and like you can see it in his eyes, John's eyes. Oh shit, he's got Holly.
Yeah, he's got Holly. Then he's kind of relieved when it's Alice. But then he's like, Alice, you idiot.
Yeah.
You don't know these people. You're dead.
Yeah. He's like, Alice, stop talking, or I don't know what you've told these people. It's like, we're old college mates.
Yeah, in fairness to Ellis, he might be a complete coked up idiot, but that was a good move. He didn't.
I like that. I appreciate that.
Holly in the line of fire.
Yeah, I appreciated that from him. Like, that was the one saving grace for his idiocy.
Yeah, that's an amazing idiocy.
Yeah. So he gets shot in the head anyway.
Yeah, because
I love the way he sips his coke. It's so gormless, you know.
I think at this point he's like, "Yeah, I'm dead. I gotta finish my coke."
Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah. So at some point, Hans goes, "Touching cowboy" or something. And he said it during that conversation. I don't know why I quoted that. It just the continuation of the cowboy thing, you know.
Then John says, after the pew pew of poor Ellis, he just goes, "Go fuck yourself, Hans."
Yeah. So then Hans is like going attention police, and he lists all these random.
The new Provo front. I want 7 people released.
Yeah. So I've always highlighted that whenever I listened or watched Die Hard for the first time. It's like, oh, Northern Ireland was mentioned.
Yay.
I don't know this new Provo front.
No, I don't think any of the terrorist groups actually exist. No. Especially the German Volksfrei group certainly doesn't exist.
No. So after all that, he's like going, I don't know, I read it in Time magazine or something, or read it in Forbes or something.
Yeah.
After that, he goes, Carl, hunt that little shit down. I'll get the detonators. I love that little sentence. It's just so sort of direct, and we know what's happening for the next 10 minutes.
It reminds me a lot. That line actually reminds me a lot of a line he delivers in Prince of Thieves.
Oh.
I'm going to cut his heart out with a spoon. And his subordinate's like, why a spoon? Or rusty spoon? Because it's blunt, it'll hurt more, you idiot. He just delivers lines like that to perfection. Just sinister and damn right evil. Great.
Sam Neill was offered the part of Hans Gruber.
Oh no! Like I love Sam Neill. He does some amazing roles, but no.
Yeah, I think Rickman was spotted by a casting director while he was threading the boards, as you said. He was in a play. He was playing a villain in a stage play of Dangerous Liaisons. So that's why he was.
What a great grab.
A great
Probably
grab.
got him for cheap as well.
Yeah. Another thing about Alan Rickman was they say they kept on flinching from the gunshots.
Oh, really?
During shooting.
I could see Rickman do that. All right.
Yeah. So they had to cut away from his face every time he fired the gun, but you can see him wincing if you look closely when he shoots Takagi. So they say. So I'll have to have a look at that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to rewatch that.
Yeah. All right. So where are we at? All right. So, we go to a TV shot of they go back to this fucking hostage expert a couple of times during it.
Yeah, the Helsinki syndrome.
Yes, which isn't a syndrome
from Sweden,
as in Helsinki, Sweden, which is a sort of a triple double gaff because Helsinki's syndrome was made up for the movie. It's obviously a gaff based on Stockholm, and then
which is Sweden.
Yes, which is Sweden. So the TV reporter was doubly right. Bizarro world wrong right. Yeah. All right, so we're up at the top of the building, and Hans and John meet, and that's a really great scene.
Just a fantastic.
Oh, please God, no! You're one of them, aren't you?
I love his face goes from mean to sniveling in seconds.
Oh yeah, it's really good. Yeah. So I just love their conversation because they're both, I think,
just trying to suss each other out.
Yeah, you think John knew who he was from minute one?
No, he wasn't sure, but wanted to keep him there. Like one of the reasons he didn't let him go up on the roof is he didn't want him to do whatever he was doing, just in case.
Yeah.
And that's why what happens next is important. One bit I want to mention is as they're having a chat and they're exchanging a cigarette and smoking, and Hans is looking around the place and he sees a couple of names on the board.
Yeah.
And then John asks him, "So what's your name?" He's like, "Bill Clay."
Zooms in to Clay on the board, like a
lovely touch.
Like we didn't really, like we had to be shown. Okay, he made that up.
yeah.
Like a usual suspect 101 for dummies.
But it's at this point, it's kind of like, well, John kind of trusts him, so hands him a gun. And you're like, oh no, John's dead.
Also, I like the way, though, Bill Clay asks him, like, oh, why are you here? And John doesn't give him, he doesn't give away who invited him.
It's beautiful. One thing I love about this movie, and Bruce Willis's character in this, John McClane, is he doesn't do stupid crap. The whole way through, he plays it right. Like there's no idiocy. Like some horror movies and some action movies, the characters do stupid crap, and the movie is based on the character making mistakes. He doesn't make mistakes. It's great. No.
Yeah, he's really good. I loved Alan Rickman's face when McClane says his name.
Oh yeah. Oh, just beautiful.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. It's just the realization on his face is just fantastic.
And then obviously he walks away and the cinematography is great because we're in front of McClane and Rickman's in the background. He starts speaking German into his CB and
gets the lads to come up in the lift.
Yeah, McClane's like not got any shock on his face. It's just like, yeah, I thought so. I'm going to give you to the count of 3 like you did with Takagi.
Click.
That was great. Yeah. So anyway, like they're after him, then he runs away. Massive chase scene, and it's like 5 minutes of just them shooting at each other.
So many bullets.
Yeah, this is the infamous. But I have to say this first. I forgot this was what he said first. He goes, "She signed Fenster," and he said,
"Shoot the windows." Yeah,
shoot the glass, and it's like the Carl, who obviously speaks German, goes, "Huh? Shoot the glass."
You're an idiot. You didn't get it in German.
Yeah, I didn't get it in your
primary
native
language. Now I'm going to give it to English. You'll understand that better.
Yeah, I totally just didn't remember that he said it in German first.
Yeah, well, obviously, I think it makes more sense to the audience who are obviously going to be speaking English that they need to know what he just said.
Need to clarify it.
Yeah. No, it works. It works.
Yeah. So anyway,
and such a great scene.
Beautiful scene. Glass everywhere. And Carl throws a stun grenade and
a hockey puck
stun grenade. And John's out of there already, and he's in a bathroom. He's all bloodied up. It's a messy scene. It's a great scene.
Yeah, it's an amazing scene. Yeah,
he's talking to Al at the time, so they have this sort of another sort of exposition of, like, that we see in a lot of shitty movies just doesn't happen. Like, oh, what are you doing with a desk job, Al? I shot a kid.
Yeah, like in a lesser movie, they wouldn't bother giving Al some backstory. But in this, there's some motivation, and this matters more at the very, very end of the movie.
Yeah. Exactly. It all ties in this thread going through the movie. Everything makes sense.
Which I love. Like, nothing's wasted in this movie. Exactly. And that's how movie, like, as you said at the start, with the feet out of the shoes and on the carpet. Yeah. Not wasted.
No.
So the exposition is never just for the sake of setting up a character's backstory. There's also a bit more to it, usually.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
It's great to see. And it's how we're seeing this more now after watching a ton of bad movies that don't know what they're doing. I love the way that, so like the guy at the start tells him about the whole make fists with your toes, with your feet. He takes the shoes off in that first bathroom scene with Holly when Holly leaves, and he's going, "Goddamn right, it feels great," or whatever. And now he's at this point in time taking
not feeling great, is it?
No, he takes a massive shard of glass out of his foot and throws it into the sink, and I just love the tinkle sound it makes.
Yeah,
it's such a hefty tinkle.
Yeah,
it technical term.
Adds weight to, the physicality to what's actually just come out of his foot, and you can almost feel it. It's great.
Yeah. Anyway, the feds turn up, and
Johnson & Johnson.
No relation. No relation. Big Johnson and Little Johnson, basically. So Hans is there talking to Theo, going, "You ask for miracles, I give you the FBI." Love that quote again. So again, they chuck the power off, and that opens the safe.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And as you know, I'm an art history buff, so whose painting is in the safe?
I think it's a Degas. But
it is a Degas. It is. Well done. See ballerinas, and it's usually him.
I didn't know that. It was my wife.
Oh, well done, wife. Well done.
She's smarter than me.
So this is Agent Johnson. No, the other one.
Brilliant.
Helicopters are on the way. Al and John have another conversation. John's sort of at the end of his rope. He says, "I'll find my wife. I've been a jerk.
I'm sorry, man.
Tell him I'm sorry. I wasn't supportive. Tell her that yourself, John," or Roy.
Damn it, Roy, tell her. God damn, I'm only asking one thing, you lazy feck.
I'm gonna die here, man. Don't deny this. So anyway, we push to the TV report now, where the TV reporter Thornburg, he's like going to the nanny. Hey, you let us in, or going to the INS. You'll be off in the next ship or whatever. So he lets her in. So what happens next?
John goes up. The TV running. The TV is running in the background, and Hans looks over and sees a picture of John and Bonnie, I think, and he's like, "Wait a second."
No, he sees her reaction to the TV.
Oh, that's
then
sorry.
Then he turns around.
And
he turns around and
frame.
lifts the frame up. He's like, At this point, John's up on the roof going, "What were you doing, Hans? What were you doing up here?" And this is the big, massive fight scene with Carl. Carl catches John. But
just before we jump into this is another piece that I think John McClane shows he's not a complete turnip, because he's having a really bad time and his feet are all ripped to pieces. And then he thinks, what the hell was he doing on the roof? I better go check that crap, because that's probably not great.
Yeah, that's interesting. He had the thoughtfulness to do that. By the way, Bruce Willis had fake feet for that glass scene.
Well, I would hope so. Otherwise, pulling glass out of your own feet is hardcore.
Yeah,
that's
no, like
acting.
when he was running in the computer room, you can see. Well, you might.
He's got hobbit feet.
He's got feet like rubber shoes, basically.
Nice. And otherwise, it would have been bad.
Yeah, although I thought it was just fake glass, basically. So I thought it was real feet, fake glass, but not fake feet, real glass.
It works either way.
Yeah, they use like sugar.
Yeah, the sugar glass that breaks really easy. Yeah.
Which I guess is painful if you step in that anyway, but not
just
cut
like
you
lots
up.
and lots of Lego.
Yeah,
that's no fun.
Not a lot of fun at all. All right, so
yes, the Carl fight.
Yeah, come home, mommy and daddy on the TV.
Yeah,
Mrs. McLean, and then the Carl and John fight happens. Love the chain death of Carl.
Oh,
it's great,
so brilliant. Or is it?
Oh, or is it the death of Carl?
Yes. They always double tap, John. Always double tap.
All right, so all the terrorists are putting the hostages on the roof. The FBI are swinging in choppers, just like Nam. I wasn't
Saigon,
born.
Baby.
I was in high school or something, where he says.
Yeah.
So
John has to run up onto the roof to get the lads back down because these cops are all going to blow to hell.
Yeah, so he's up there. He finds Holly's assistant and goes, "Where is she at? Down below or something, blah, blah, blah." And he starts, "Get the hell down," and starts firing in the air. So when you see it from far away, it's like, oh, no, yeah, he's one of the terrorists. And that's what they think. So they start firing at him, obviously. So all the hostages get down. And
not in the boogie sort of way.
No, not at all. The opposite of getting down and boogieing. He grabs a fire hose, and his next self-talk is, "What the fuck are you doing?"
It's great. It really is, because the stairwell's blocked by the helicopter being on that side, so he does the only thing that's available to him.
Yeah.
I don't think that would have jumped into my mind, to be honest, though.
No. At this point, Hans is down below going, "Yeah, I'm blowing this shit up." Yeah. So the FBI are in the choppers close to the building. At the same time, John's roping himself up with fire hose and just going to jump off the fucking building. So it's all ramped up. It's crazy.
Great shot. Really great shot as he just leaps, as he leaves the building, 1 foot off, the entire thing blows, and it's just a big, massive explosion, slight bit of a helicopter. It's just a great shot. It's just iconic.
It is iconic, and just the culmination of the movie, really. Like it's just everything happens at once. The two Johnsons go down in flames. Robert Davi played Big Johnson. What character you might remember him from? Another 80s classic movie.
And a shed load of movies, I seem to remember.
He looks familiar.
Yeah, he's super familiar. I didn't actually Google his ass, though.
It's just one movie. I knew his face from a very memorable movie, but he's Jake in The Goonies, one of the brothers.
Oh, of course he is. Yeah. Blimey.
The other Johnson hasn't been in anything.
Just one Johnson.
Oh, no, I tell you what. The guy that played Little Johnson, Grant L. Bash, his name is, or something. It's not famous, but he played Balrog in the Street Fighters movie.
The green guy.
No. Balrog has got this sort of, I don't know, he's got a sort of a
the boxer. Sorry, yeah.
The boxer. That's it. Yeah.
In the American movie, in the European version of the game, Balrog is somebody else completely.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I think you were big into Street Fighter, weren't you? Too.
Oh, a long time ago.
Yeah. Anyways, window swing was amazing. Swinging back and forth, shooting the glass, get back in.
And again, amazing. More anxiousness with the he gets in and he's lying on the ground, but then the I don't know what you call it, the reel falls past the window and starts dragging him back out again slowly, and he's there trying to get it untied, and it's just tense. So tense.
It's the camera POV from him as well. We're with him,
just being dragged towards the window.
The window ledge, basically. It's so tense. Like such a tense 10-minute scene of everything up at the top, swinging off the roof, swinging back out himself, and then shooting the glass, going in, and then getting dragged out. Amazing.
Absolutely.
So he's he's alive and he looks. He's got 2 bullets left, and it zooms in on the Christmas tape on the side of the building.
So brilliant.
At the same time, though, before that happens, Argyle thumps the shit out of Theo down in the basement and does his hero moment, which is nice for him to do.
And then Miss McLean, or Mrs. McLean, says, down in the vault, she realizes that they're just in there for the money, and she's like, "You're just a thief." And another great line from Mr. Rickman. He just slams his face right up in horrors and goes, "I'm an exceptional thief."
Yeah, that's a great one.
Just beautiful.
So the final scene, Hans. Hi, honey.
I love that. Big shout to Hans and hi, honey.
Yeah. So Hans has Holly obviously in the trope hostage situation.
Yeah.
And then obviously he has to utter the line, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker," and everybody laughs, and that gives everybody's laughing hysterically, basically, because it's been a long night.
It has. I'd be laughing too.
Then we see the POV, not the POV, but we see the camera behind John where he has the gun taped.
And just reaching slowly down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 shots.
Such a pew pew. 2 people down.
Hands down. The other guy that was left down, the security guy.
His hands down? No.
Oh, the sleigh bells go at this time too.
Yeah.
The ominous sleigh bells. They're in the background.
So great.
Yeah. So basically, Hans is hanging off the window, still holding on to Holly.
And by a very important timekeeping device.
By the Rolex that was mentioned at the start, that poor Alice had mentioned.
Yep. So
the actual device that cemented Holly's position at the company. Maybe this was a metaphor for letting go of that and being with John.
It feels like that. Absolutely feels like that. I don't know if the director actually cared too much about the meaning of it. But yeah, I love the scene as Gruber's just hanging there in slow-mo as he's slowly reaching forward with his hand with a gun in it towards Holly and John.
Yeah.
Just to then start falling backwards as the watch is released.
Happy trails, Hans.
Such an amazing piece of cinematography.
So a well-known rumor, fact type thing is Rickman didn't know he was going to fall. The stuntman. So basically, obviously
That's why it looks so good.
Well, yeah, so it wasn't obviously outside in the building. It was a 20-foot fall onto an airbag. So the stuntman dropped him at the count of 2, not 3. So it was kind of reminiscent of the entire movie where Hans gave Alice and Takagi
the count.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think it's genuinely terror on Alan Rickman's face.
Well, he's either acting or not acting. I can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
He's that good. So it's just perfection, this scene. Even better than Stick.
Well, I have to mention Stick. Fair play to the stuntman. I can't remember his name, which is terrible because he should be in our memories. But
crikey, yeah, he died a couple of years or a year after that.
Yeah, but he had a similar death scene in Stick, and maybe it even influenced Die Hard's filming cinematography.
Yeah, listen, I maybe not as good cinematography. There's a couple of angles that was shot from weren't great.
No. All right then. He slowly falls, and then we see a faraway shot of him falling very fast, not slow-mo.
Then Al's boss goes, "Ooh, I hope that wasn't a hostage." Hey. And now it's Christmas. It's officially Christmas because I've just watched Hans Gruber fall off the Nakatomi Tower. That is Christmas.
It's official. Yeah. So then, obviously, it's the trope after action sequence at the end of a movie where all the crowd is milling down around and Al sees John in the distance and vice versa. And there's a lovely meeting music that is very memorable.
Yeah.
But my question is to you. Who leaves a gun on a corpse?
It's a great question, but then I suppose Carl was suspended in the air, so he's kind of hard to get at.
Yeah, but he was on the gurney. He's in a body bag on a gurney.
Was he?
Yeah.
I completely missed that fact. I just seen him just come out the door, I thought.
Oh, you think he just came out the door? No, I believe he was. I don't think you see a gurney, but I think you see a thing falling off him, you know?
Oh, I need to rewatch that. But he's not dead anyway. He's far from dead. And, picking up... And that, in actual fact, if he wasn't a gurney, whatever paramedic did that should have been shot. Clearly not dead. Yeah. Why are you putting him on a gurney?
Yeah.
With his MP9 submachine gun.
Yeah, not good police work there.
No, not great. Not great.
So who comes to the rescue?
Well, it's Al's like a champ, just fills him full of holes.
He's got a massive gun too.
Yeah.
It's like a Magnum.
I think it was just a 38 police special.
Probably.
But the cinematography just focuses really only on the gun, so you don't know who's done it. And then it pans out and it shows Al, getting over his inability to work the streets because he's scared to use his gun type thing.
Yeah, and he's the hero that we all deserve. And Argyle punches out of the basement with his limo, which he could have done 2 hours
at any point throughout the 2 hours of the movie. Yeah.
And then
we definitely blown up though.
And then we definitely know it's Christmas when Let It Snow comes on. And
yeah.
We fade out.
Oh, don't forget that Holly.
Oh, of course.
Slaps Peck.
Thornburg.
Peck.
Pitt the Elder. Yes, he comes up and goes something to John, and Holly punches him in the snout.
Yep, which is appropriate. And it happens again, I think, in the second movie. No, the third movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't remember which. She meets him on an airplane, Holly, and decks him again. I can't remember the exact context. I haven't seen those movies in a while. But I do know what happens again.
Interesting.
It's the second movie when Holly's stuck up in a plane and they're running out of fuel and Peck and her on the same flight.
That's a coincidence, isn't it?
Thornburg.
All right. Yep. Let it snow. Let it snow. Let it snow.
Amazing
the end. Great movie. Other stuff about Bruce Willis came up with the yippee-ki-yay catchphrase because he thought he was just messing around. Yeah,
it works so well.
The McLean and Gruber the McLean and Gruber first meeting was unrehearsed. Alan Rickman came up with that idea to create more spontaneity between the two. Yeah, that's all I have. That's all the extra info I have of the movie.
It's probably enough.
What else?
We seem to be quite a while into this.
Well, the thing about it is, with good movies, we'll go past the hour, and that's fine.
Yeah.
A lot of podcasts will do 2 hours on normal movies. I don't mind doing an hour on good movies.
Yeah, that always freaks me out that some of those podcasts are longer than the movies that they're talking about.
Yeah, because sometimes in podcasts they talk about themselves for 20 minutes and it's not very interesting. So
nobody wants to hear about us.
No, never.
Not even me.
No. I was too nervous to do markings for my thing, so I'm just going to do it now. I'm going to give the plot. I don't know. I'm throwing it up,
isn't it?
You tell me what you're doing.
I actually marked it last night, just after watching the movie. So I was still on the old endorphins, the diehard endorphins. So I put 4.5 down for the plot.
I just did that.
I think it's not as simple as it sounds on paper. There's intricacies here and small little things, little plot devices. There's so many plot devices, and they're smart and they keep you engaged. Like the socks and the carpet, and the watch. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And it's not a simple heist movie, and it's not a simple bad guy good guy movie. And part of me always wanted Hans Gruber to get away with the money. Him and Theo didn't care about anybody else.
Yeah, because they're likable, evil
and
characters.
They're fleshed out, so the plot is good.
Yeah, no, I agree. I wrote that down while you were talking. 4.5. You know what? It's weird because I don't think of Die Hard in my top 20 movies, but I think it's going to be because the scores I just put down.
Yeah, I think it's in my top 20 as well. I don't know if it deserves to be in there, but it does. Again, maybe it's part of nostalgia as well. It's definitely part of my formative years watching this over and over again.
Yeah.
All right, even without that, I think it's still a good movie.
Yeah,
and there's some performances in here that are standout.
I think the script is obviously very strong, but
good direction.
Good direction. I think the fact that the plot, the story takes place in the confines of a skyscraper is unique. It hadn't been done before. Obviously, the Towering Inferno had done it. I think it's confined, and that's nice. It sets a bit of claustrophobia, and you sort of get to know the building as a character as well. And
absolutely, a very important part of the character in the movie, really.
Yeah. All right, I'm going for acting. I'm going 4.5 as well.
Right on the nose with me as well. Listen, Bruce nails it. Absolutely amazing. And then what can you say about Alan Rickman's initial movie?
Debut.
Oh, ridiculous. He's the perfect 1980s villain. Perfect.
Yeah.
He's educated, he's well-spoken, he's well-dressed, he's got gravitas. He's just perfect. I love the man. And everything he's done, I've loved him. Even in crap movies.
Yeah, he's done a few crap movies. But, you know,
Galaxy Quest, not a great movie. He's brilliant.
I love Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, I do love it as well, but I know it's not a good movie.
And Snape, obviously. He cemented himself in pop culture by playing Snape.
His death scene in that movie. Dear God.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Really good. The interesting thing is, like, the acting, like, the chemistry between John and Hans, like, it's all over the CB apart from that one fake conversation and then the end scene, you know? So, like, again, it's untraditional sort of enemy and hero sort of
but they're almost thing. Like they're jousting in their conversations as well, though. Like it's
two smart guys.
Yeah, and they're trying to figure each other and trying to best each other, not just physically, but intellectually over the CB, and it's brilliant.
Yeah.
And even when they're pretending not to know who the other person is, that's just fantastic.
Yeah. All right, moving on to Sound Brackets track. I just gave it 4, which is still great.
You copying my numbers, goddammit.
No, I don't want to give it 4.5 because I'm thinking of Pulp Fiction or Shawshank Redemption, where the music is amazing.
It's not as good as those, but it's not bad. Let's be honest.
Oh, it's 4. 4 out of 5 is great.
Like the Beethoven song, how it's reconstructed in several different places to set the scene, and it's fantastic use of one song, and it's used tiny, like it's like nuanced in the background. Yeah, it really ramps up tension when it needs to, and it's just one song.
Yeah, and I love the sleigh bells come in at different times. I love the different Christmas songs that are sprinkled out throughout.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it is a Christmas movie. Nobody can tell us otherwise. And then obviously, just the composition in general throughout the movie it helps the story and the plot and the atmosphere.
One thing on the music that kind of confused me, on IMDb, there is a credit to a James Horner tune.
Oh.
And it was taken from Aliens. And I think maybe it's a mistake in IMDb, because I can't remember it being there. It's the title tune of Aliens. It might have been sampled briefly, I'm not sure, but I couldn't pick it up. But it's down on IMDb. Maybe it's usually right, though.
Maybe it's on somebody's TV or something. Is Argyle watching that in the limousine or something? I don't know.
Maybe.
Not sure.
Not sure. It's weird.
It is interesting. It'd be nice to dig into that, and you should have investigated further before coming on to this show.
Oh, I just seen it like 5 minutes ago.
All right, production. I'm giving 4.5. I'm back to 4.5 production.
Production is stellar. And really talking about it kind of cements that for me. I give it 4.5 as well. The choice of shot, the lighting, the sunset, how it's shot inside the building, the claustrophobia of the scene where he's in the air vent, the tension built by the choice of place as well. It's just, they couldn't have done it any better. Not really.
Yeah. No. Yeah, no, I agree. It's everything works. Again, Nakatomi Plaza as the ominous looking building in the skyline. I just love that faraway pan shot when Al looks over to it and there's gunfire going on up at the top. It's just great. A lot of good choices made with camera shots. Cinematography is amazing.
Yeah.
Showing us things that we needed to see, like the POV with the fire hose going out the window.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Yeah, nothing much to say about that.
4.5. Sorry, I had to Google it, and it's not a lie. So a tune called "Resolution and Hyperspace" from Aliens is the tune that's playing when Al shoots Carl.
Oh, that's weird.
It is very weird. They must have borrowed it from Mr. Horner. Said, "Can we borrow about 15 seconds of your song?"
Michael Kamen must have went, "I can't do this part.
That's too hard.
It's too hard. How can I make a stab of music for somebody's guy who's shooting like 6 bullets?"
Now, in fairness, that song is something like 14 minutes long. So they obviously just sampled like 10 seconds out of it.
Well, that is very interesting. Well done.
Thank you.
Anything else I've missed here? What's your favorite Bruce Willis movie apart from this?
Oh, I'm going to say something controversial here. Unbreakable.
Oh, yeah.
Big fan of that.
Yeah. Pulp Fiction for me. I like Pulp Fiction.
Weirdly, I never considered it a Bruce Willis movie, but yes, he's fantastic in it.
Sixth Sense, I kind of like it. I don't think it's reviewed very well. Oh, not Sixth Sense, Fifth Element. I really like Fifth Element.
Oh, Fifth Element's brilliant. And he's great in it. But he's not the most important part of that, though. Like, the cinematography in that and the production in that is just its own character. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah. I love sci-fi movies when
That's
they
Laz
go
Berman,
crazy.
Is it? Or am I thinking of something else?
I think so. Maybe. Also, 12 Monkeys. I keep on forgetting about 12 Monkeys.
12 Monkeys. Listen, Bruce done a lot of rubbish, but he's done some stonking movies.
That was his purple period, though, in the 90s. Like, the 80s, he was the voice in Look Who's Talking.
Oh, Jesus.
Straight after Die Hard, actually. That's his next movie. And then it's straight into Die Hard 2.
Yeah, that's not great. And there was a bit of a gap between that and The Purple Patch, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was looking at his work earlier on, and yeah, there's a terrible movies like Hudson Hawk and other stuff. Yeah, the early 90s, late 80s, or the 90s, maybe 1990 onwards to 94 when Pulp Fiction came out. I think they were not good for him.
No.
Great. Okay. Let's yippee-ki-yay this episode. Yeah. Okay. So we are going to do our second random picking here for our second movie, a Christmas movie from Time Out Magazine's Top 50 Movies. And the random number is 40. And that is a movie called, strangely enough, something weird, Rare Exports: A Christmas Tale.
Rare Exports.
Ever heard of it?
Documentary about exporting of
reindeer.
Never heard of it.
Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the synopsis of it. It's got 71 Metascore, 7.1 user score, so it's up there. It's pretty decent. I think it's going to be one of those quirky movies that's going to contrast with Die Hard quite a lot. So it's good that we get a standard great movie and then see what comes up with this one. Just briefly, it's the eve of Christmas in northern Finland, and an archaeological dig has just unearthed the real Santa Claus.
Don't you mean Sweden?
Helsinki, Sweden. But this particular Santa isn't the one you want coming to town. When the local children begin mysteriously disappearing, let me get my Finnish accent done here, because I tried to learn it. And basically, to sound Finnish, you have to do a fake Italian accent. That's what I found out.
Hey, bubba.
So young Pietari and his father Rauno, a reindeer hunter by trade, capture the mythological being and attempt to sell Santa to the misguided leader of the multinational corporation sponsoring the dig. Santa's elves, however, will stop at nothing to free their fearless leader from captivity.
Oh wow, I love it.
What ensues is a wildly humorous nightmare, a fantastically bizarre polemic on modern day morality, and that's obviously from the production studio. So
really this sounds great.
Actually, the director directed the Sisu movie.
Really?
From last year, I believe. So Sisu, when I lived in
Finland,
Rhea. With Rhea? What do you mean?
Oh, Sisu. Oh no, not the movie called Sisu. Okay, there was a movie with a character called Sisu.
No, it's a movie called Sisu.
Ah, okay, my bad.
Yeah, it's a sort of a big. I think it's a sort of a action thriller, sort of adventure movie.
Oh, it's a bit of a throwback. Good... I heard it was a throwback to the 80s style action movie as well.
Yeah, it's got a really good review.
Cool.
Sisu is a Finnish word for this sort of spiritual sort of mentality that the Finnish people have. When I lived in Finland, I was told, you can't have Sisu, you're not Finnish. So,
she's harsh.
Yeah, very harsh. It's like, all right, stop gatekeeping your entire country, please.
I'll have Sisu if I want a bloody Sisu.
Yeah, I've got Sisu now.
Yeah, can't stop me.
Yeah, I've taken it. Yeah. All right. So it's not Sisu we're reviewing. Next week.
It's some crazy thing about elves killing children. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's going to be great. Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale from 2010. It's 1 hour and 24 minutes. Elf on the Shelf
will have a different meaning after this.
Do you do Elf on the Shelf for your kids?
I do. It's a pain in the backside.
I hear it is. Yeah, every time. Why don't you just shove its head into the oven or something? For Christmas Day with the turkey.
Yeah, give them absolute, destroy them for their future lives,
Yeah.
Trauma.
Well, they're going to get traumatized when Santa and, gets hunted by Finnish people.
I'm not sure I'm going to show them this movie.
Come on, gather around, kids.
It's a Christmas movie.
Let's go. Home Alone is not on this year.
All right. Frankly, Home Alone is violent.
True. Anyway, yeah, I wouldn't be showing that to kids.
You get ideas.
Yeah, exactly. For poor old dad. All right, we're rambling.
We are.
Okay, so that was great. That was Die Hard. That was a great
amazing
movie to review. It's always good to analyze something we've loved before. That was the end of that. We enjoyed that very much. We'll see you on episode 39, I believe, for our second Christmas movie. And yeah, have a lovely Christmas holiday. Have a peaceful day eating turkey and not killing each other. Bye-bye.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers.